The Unwanted, Chapter 51. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the airplane started to move slowly on the runway. Behind the wall of glass, people bustled about, dividing their belongings among their families. Nervous smiles masked the apprehension everyone was feeling. Outside, the clear blue summer sky seemed to expand like the inside of a hot air balloon, reaching for the distant, untouchable, white-rimmed horizon. My mother sat on the floor with her knees drawn up against her chest. Her hands were pushed together at the wrists to form a stand, supporting her chin. Most of her fingernails were deformed, thickened from the years of hard labor she had endured. Her wrinkled skin, cracked at each knuckle from excessive dryness, was covered with calluses and leathery from the sun. In the span of 10 years, the communists had successfully stripped away from my mother the ultimate pride in her life, the gracefulness of her hands. No longer would they execute their charming dance on the stem of a champagne glass or pose daintily for a photograph. These hands belonged to a much older, hopelessly crushed spirit that bore little resemblance to the mother I once knew. Somewhere above us, a bell rang, sending a wave of apprehension through the crowd. We leaped to our feet and rushed toward the entrance. Soon the doors opened, and I was the first one that stepped out onto the airfield. On a second-floor balcony overlooking the landing field, relatives of those departing lined the railing. People craned their necks and shaded their eyes, trying to make out the faces of their loved ones. I could hear my aunt's distinct voice braying over the others. I looked up. My aunt stood among the strangers, waving her arms to get my attention. Behind her, harsh rays of light shone through her salt and pepper hair. The sun and its torrid temperature made her look as if she were on fire. "Hi, Kian. Your auntie is over here," she yelled. "Forgive me. I never could imagine that they would let you out of this country. I want to apologize. Go to America. Make it big and don't forget us." Her words were lost as other families shouted their farewells. I looked straight ahead, ignoring her. The aircraft door opened in front of me, and a tall staircase dropped into position. I climbed the steps eagerly. Inside, a blast of air conditioning welcomed me in its chilly embrace. In the dense air, a gong reverberated. I wondered if it was to announce the end of my journey or the beginning of a new one.